Welcome to the Blue Cafe. We offer stories of infidelity, betrayal, and redemption. Please like and subscribe. Cheers. Now, on to today's story. She finally admitted to cheating during our engagement. Rant. After years of arguing and denying, my wife of 25 years finally admitted to cheating during our engagement. I always knew that she'd cheated, but since I had no evidence, I needed her to slip up and admit it. Over the last few months she slipped up and I called her out on it. She slipped up during an argument and I asked a question to be sure that I heard her right. She had previously denied having sex with people after we got engaged and admitted to cheating while we were dating drip by drip over 20 years. Her original reason was that she did think that she was lovable and that I would never love her, or she felt that she wasn't worthy of my love. She was not good enough for me. Conversation was like this. So you had sex with others even though I came home from college to be with you? Yes. So you had sex even though you knew I loved you and asked you to marry me? Yes. You had sex even though you had my ring on your finger? Yes. This is the slip up. I then asked again to make sure she had a chance to correct me. Since then she has not denied it. I knew that she was lying, I just needed her to say it. It was likely multiple times with multiple people, because when I say you had sex with other people while we were engaged, she does not interject and say something like wait it was only once or wait it was only a few times. I do believe that the guilt has been eating her up inside, and I do feel that she is actually sorry, especially since had she been truthful in the beginning we might have ended our relationship or might have stayed together. And I would have forgiven. I have always had this gut feeling that I needed to push her for the truth. Strange as it is, I feel better now that I know no, repeated word intentionally for emphasis. Over the years with her other admissions I have gotten really angry, and perhaps had I reacted differently she would have been more forthcoming. Others on here have suggested that I am being abusive for asking for the truth after so many years. I do not agree. I think that I have a right to know, especially since I asked her before our wedding. I had a right to make an informed decision to forgive her and end our relationship. Know that she has admitted to having sex with others while we were engaged. I do want to know who and when. I would like to know when she actually stopped. My guess is that she was effing around all while I was in college. Do I have a right to know who and when? Thanks for listening again. Why did she stop after vows? She most likely didn't. Having read these types of board for years, I would bet no. Maybe a few years at a time, but I bet there was more than one affair. She probably didn't. I personally have really low self-esteem, and my therapist is currently helping me through the feelings of thinking I'm not worthy of good things, but because I often question my worth, the furthest thing from my mind is opening my legs for someone else while in a committed relationship. So, I call BS on that. I understand wanting to know the whens and wheres, but she willingly stayed dishonest and gaslit you for 25 years, and you really think that she's now gonna start to be honest? Same here, I just lock down when I get low. Everyone reacts differently, but if you're going to be the type that needs validation from others, you don't have to physically get with them to get that high. There are classier ways of going about that. 1. Honestly, you deserve someone who doesn't betray you like that and lies for years till you get it out of her. 2. I would suggest divorce, because, sorry dude, she wouldn't have said shit if you did not pressure and catch her slip up. Why stay with someone who can look at you and lie for years? Edit. I read your other posts and comments. It seems she doesn't even acknowledge that she is hurting you and still trying to manipulate you by saying if you don't forgive her it means you don't love her. Dude, she ducked others while being with you and engaged. She has no right to say anything about love or when you should forgive her. She just wants to move on and act like nothing happened. I would suggest again divorce her again. She isn't remorseful at all. She acts more annoying to her that you keep asking her and not just forget it. All this right here 100%, military medal, son, get that cancer out your life. So you would be very unwise to think this behavior ever stopped. You think you know, but it's probably just the tip of the iceberg, as the saying goes. Your wife has proven to be able to lie to you for 25 years and marry you under false pretenses. That is really monstrous abuse. She lied so you would marry her and essentially took away your ability to make an informed choice about your future. Why would she suddenly stop cheating when you were married, when at the time when you should have been at your most intense, your honeymoon phase, she was cheating on you? Make sure you don't project how you would feel onto her. That is a very common and fatal mistake that many BS make. They don't think like you do. If they did, they wouldn't cheat in the first place. I'm sorry man, but every time I have read stories like this, there is intermittent cheating throughout the entire relationship. Cheating is in their nature. Like the scorpion and the frog. You've spent 25 years arguing and waiting for her to slip up. 25 years. Why the hell did you put yourself, her and any kids you may have through a quarter century of that? This is exactly. I feel so sorry for both of you. What a miserable existence for you, waiting 25 years to get proof of a premarital betrayal and her living with someone for 25 years waiting for her to slip up. I hope both of you experience some peace and happiness, either alone or even together, now that the 25-year-old cat is out of the bag. Your entire marriage was built on a lie. You went in under false pretenses. You were gaslit for decades. This woman only cared about herself, and a slip-up made her tell you the truth. She doesn't respect you. If you stay, she will respect you less. Leave. Now. Absolutely, you have a right to know. When you find out who, you should contact them to compare stories. You can also move forward with a polygraph. The goal would be a parking lot confession before actually taking the test. Have her write a timeline of when, who, and what happened. If all that information is something that would be helpful, the what happened is debatable, so you can decide if you are pain shopping or if that is helpful. Keep pressing. Even if she doesn't remember, her memory will come back for at least some of it if she keeps trying. Trickle truth is a thing, and she appears to be really good at that. Also, you can do all this without being angry. You already know what you are up against, so don't be demanding or yell, just be persistent. Finally, remember that she is the villain in this story and you are the victim. She doesn't get to set the rules regarding what she gets to say and what she doesn't, or how you go about finding out the truth. She also doesn't get to present a watered-down version of anything, because that is still being dishonest. You want a relationship built on honesty and trust, not deceit and lies. It seems you're getting the narcissist prayer installment by installment. It didn't do it. It did do it, but it wasn't that bad. It did it because you made me do it. By the time she's done, she'll have you convinced it was your fault that she had to cheat on you all through the marriage as well. Dude, why would you think she stopped? She's only admitting to stuff that she can claim was far in the past, and you're now too invested in the marriage. If you divorce, she will get half of your stuff, so she's more willing to be upfront with that chapter of your relationship. I would start doing some intensive digging in her social media and text chains to find how deep the rabbit hole goes. Word of advice to all people out there who think their partner was unfaithful before marriage. Don't do it. Red flags are called red flags for a reason. It means stop. So why the hell would you marry her in the first when it hit your gut she cheated? What a waste of a life. You have a right to know. Most men would want to know. Until you have the truth, your imagination has no peace. You have a right to peace, contentment, and happiness. She denied you that all these years. How and why did you stay with her for 25 years arguing with her about this and her denying it? I mean, what a terrible way to live and spend 25 years with a person. Yeah, you have a right to know. You also had a right to have left her 25 years ago too. You could have spent those 25 years not having to argue with your partner about whether she cheated, as you could have been with a faithful partner. Why am I saying this? Because you still can be with a faithful partner, if you divorce your lying, cheating wife. So are you going to leave now? Or are you going to stick around another 25 years just to get to the bottom of this? You don't want to know when she actually stopped. The path you are on only leads to divorce. And if anything she says after 25 years can trigger a divorce, you should just get one. The best outcome has already happened. You got the truth, you weren't crazy, and your jealousy was provoked. The problem is, if you had doubts of her loyalty, you should have left her, not spend 20 years questioning her. She most likely still cheats every now and again, because what are the consequences? Are you going to give her a world-class trip? Maybe pick out the next guy for her. Your story is the same as mine, except I learned of her betrayal after we'd been married 15 years with 2 kids. It's a heart-wrenching discovery. These articles may be helpful. Have you ever brought up the lie detector conversation with her? Do you have any close male friends over the years? If you want to know who and when, fine, you may need that for divorce court, but I suggest not knowing any other details. I made her tell me all of the details and it's haunting. Don't go there. Frequently they do things with the AP they won't do with you. You don't want to know. I wish I believed it when they said don't go for the details. I wish. Let's face it. She hasn't stopped. I don't think you do. You appear to have really not done that much about it at the time. You had suspicions but still got married. You are not going to leave, just get on with your life. Yes, you do. And you have the right to know who she cheated on you with after your wedding. So she thinks she is unworthy of you and your love, so she does something to make herself worthy of you and your love. Just mental gymnastics to justify herself. And in the process she stole 25 years from you. You were not abusive about finding out. There is nothing wrong with knowing all there is to know. But why are you going to stay with her? I hate to say this, but she came clean because she did what she was doing. It's not from guilt or love, she is just simply done living that life. My guy, leave for your own peace. Because to be frank, she doesn't care. She has had the joy of a man on the side while having a husband. I know it's tough after 25 years, but my pops just got left and she is taking the house she never paid for. Only him. Let that sink in. We hope you have enjoyed today's episode. Please comment, like and subscribe. Cheers. Have a wonderful day or night, wherever you are.